Welcome back and thank you for tuning in. We have a great episode, folks. I have a lot of information to break down in front of you. We're going to go over 3 different articles. The first one is from Kitco titled, Silver Could Break $35 an ounce this summer, which I'm curious if you also think that's possible. I mean, we do have a lot of summer left, but still, that's a pretty high number. So what do you think in the comment section? We also have another article from actionforex.com titled, Silver Price Outlook, Will Strong Demand Entice Supply Keep Prices Shining? And a very interesting article from usfunds.com, out of all places, Silver's 4th year of market deficit could spell opportunity. Now, when we look at the numbers in that article, that evidence is very damning on showing how extreme, how severe, and how dangerous the silver supply deficit truly is. And I'm sure a lot of us don't even understand the full extent, including myself, since most data doesn't even get incorporated in the annual numbers, which is very scary when you think about how critical of a role silver plays in our everyday lifestyle. So anyways, without further ado, make sure that you subscribe and make sure you click the like button if you do like this video. So, silver prices have seen a pullback early this week, but the gray metal is poised to break out above $35 an ounce over the summer, according to Fawad, a market analyst at StoneX Group. In an analysis shared with Kitco News, Fawad noted that silver was down about 1% after rising about 7% last week to post its best weekly gain since mid-May. Quote, those gains came as the metal broke out of a continuation pattern and with the dollar falling against a basket of currencies thanks to weakness in U.S. data, raising investor expectations about a September rate cut by the U.S. Federal Reserve, he said. Quote, concerns about the French elections on Sunday had also boosted precious metals appeal last week, but after a surprise win for left-wing alliance, which helped keep Le Pen's far right from power, this partly explains why both gold and silver have started this week on the back foot, with the European shares rebounding in a mild risk-on session. Fawad said that markets will be very attentive to inflation data this week, which will put the focus on the dollar and dollar-denominated assets like gold and silver. Quote, despite their weaker start to the week, gold and silver may have long ways to go on the upside, he wrote. Dip buying remains my preferred strategy in precious metals. Turning to the technical picture, Fawad noted that prior to last week, silver had been trading lower in June, quote, but after testing a major support area around $28.70 to $29, the buyers have evidently stepped back in, he said. Quote, they have pushed silver back above several short-term resistance levels in the process, some of which are now going to be tested from above and will need to hold to maintain the renewed bullish trend, which it seems like they are doing. We are setting these higher support levels, and we are breaking past resistance levels that we used to have an extremely hard time to even get near. So, as well as reclaiming the bullish trend line that has been in place since February, silver has also climbed back above the 20-day or the 21-day exponential average, and more important, it has broken the resistance trend of its bull flag pattern around $30. And he added, therefore, this $30 price range is now going to be a key support area to monitor this week, should we see a retracement, says on the back of the CPI data. Fawad said that in terms of upside targets, 3150 is the first line of defense for the bears, followed by 32, and then May highs just around 3250. Quote, the line in the sand for me is now 2870-ish, representing a recent low, he added. A potential break below that area would invalidate my bullish view, given that we have now seen an interim higher high and a breakout from a bull flag pattern to the upside. Now, I don't think that we're going to see $28 silver anymore. I think there's too much buying at even $30. I mean, when we are even in the area of $30, it seems like it shoots right back up. It seems like there's just a lot of people buying now, understanding that silver's worth a lot more. But like I always say, I could be completely wrong. Maybe it does go back down there. We really don't know, especially given, you know, some other factors that are hiding behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's looking like we are stabilizing at higher prices, especially since we broke past those 12-year highs when we got to 32 or whatever it was. I think 32.51 or 31.52. Sorry, but I do think that we are going to see it break above the 12-year highs, and then I think the next target would probably be 35. It would probably touch there and then dip back down to around 32 again. But I definitely think if we're breaking past, the next resistance level, it's going to shoot up very fast and then pull back again as it goes into overbought territory. But as we look into the long-term weekly chart, silver could be on the verge of a much bigger move, given that it has recently broke out of a long-term consolidation zone, which I was just mentioning. As things stand, I wouldn't be surprised to see silver rise towards $35 in the coming weeks, if not higher. Wow. So that's very bullish. In the coming weeks. Now, that's not the coming months. He's saying the coming weeks. That's very bullish and a very bold statement. But given everything that's been happening lately, you can't say it's not impossible. I mean, what was silver just last year? 5 years ago? 5 years ago it was actually $11. If you want to know some crazy data, it was $11. Now we're talking about $30 being the new bottom. So here's another price outlook. Will strong demand and tight supply keep prices shining? Silver prices have risen due to supply and demand gap, with demand outstripping supply for the 5th consecutive year. That's not the only reason, though. We also, like the other article focused more on, was CPI data, inflation stuff. So we have both sides of the coin working for it, which is why I showed both of these articles in this video. So industrial demand driven by green energy, AIs and EVs now account for 64% of global silver demand. And then throw in nuclear as well, that's a whole separate ballgame. Potential slowdown in China's economy and prolonged high interest rates could dampen silver prices. And actually, not even just nuclear as well, also throw in military. And you know how much silver is used in one torpedo? Up to 11,000 ounces of silver. And one Tomahawk missile is up to 500 ounces of silver. And that means, with all these wars going on, that we are throwing so much silver away, never to be recycled or recovered or reused, which is very alarming, especially when you look at the next article I share with the amount of silver or the, I guess, the lack of silver that we have. So bullish pennant pattern breakout hints at a further upside. Will inflation data halt the move? Silver prices have seen a remarkable rise this year, and with 6 months still to go, many are still wondering how high it could climb. One key factor to watch is the supply and demand dynamics, and silver demand as the demand for silver continues to outstrip the supply. According to the World Silver Survey, 2024 is the 5th year in a row with a silver shortage. In 2023, silver demand was higher than supply, leading to a market deficit of 142 million ounces. By the end of 2024, it's expected to nearly double to 265 million ounces because of increasing industrial demand. Folks, 265 million ounces, quarter of a billion ounces in just 1 year in the red. And it's only going to get worse as demand skyrockets. And these numbers are actually way worse since we don't incorporate aerospace or military. So historically, half of the demand for silver was for industrial use, and the other half was for investment. Recently, industrial demand has grown significantly, now making up 64% of global silver demand, up 19% from last year. 19% from last year alone. So think like 5 years down the line. Think 10 years down the line. Think 20 years. If you think silver, knowing this data, do you really think silver could sit at $30 for the next 5 years or 10 years? No, that's not possible. There's not enough of it. And that's when low supply, high demand does what? Pushes the price up. So this is a guarantee. I mean, you can't just sit here and say, oh, who knows? Just look at the data. Look at what's literally happening before our eyes. This trend shows no signs of slowing. It's actually going to be rapidly rising. The primary drivers of the silver supply squeeze are green energy transition, particularly solar energy, and the high demand from the artificial intelligence and EV sectors. These industries are among the fastest growing in the world today. The only worry has been a recent dip in demand from China and the possibility of a slowdown in the Chinese economy. This could help balance the demand and supply gap. Prolonged higher interest rates from central bank could also dampen silver prices, possibly stopping the rally. The sooner the U.S. Federal Reserve rate cuts rates, the better it would be for silver prices. So we have the week ahead. U.S. CPI data is potential to provide a silver shot in the arm. Let's see when this article was posted. It was posted 2 days ago. So yeah, Monday could be a huge day for silver. We also have Thursday and Friday. So actually, this was written the 11th. So we're talking about that Friday, July 12th. So yeah, we'll see what happens when the markets open back up on Monday. Usually it's a lot of craziness and then things kind of pan out over, Tuesday to Wednesday. But I guess, all we can do is wait. Now let's check out this article. This is very interesting. This is from usfunds.com. These numbers are insane, folks. Silver's fourth year of market deficits could spell opportunity. Leading the charge is silver, up close to 22% in the first half. Now, they're mentioning, all these different trends. That's why they said silver. He says the reason I mentioned silver, oil, and gold is because they were the top performing commodities in the first half of 2024. Let's dive into what these trends mean and what it might mean for investors. So, the poor man's gold is proving its worth, driven by a global supply deficit and increasing demand. Back in January, the Silver Institute forecasted global silver demand will reach a record 1.2 billion ounces in 2024, up 1% from last year. And it's actually way more than that. And because the Silver Institute doesn't incorporate aerospace or military. Think about how much silver, there's more silver used in the military sector than solar alone, which the top for recorded data is solar. This growth is primarily fueled by industrial applications, particularly in the booming solar energy sector. While we look at the fourth consecutive year of structural market deficits in silver, the deficit is expected to widen by 17%, reaching 215.3 million ounces in the red. Loyal readers should be aware of what happens when demand outstrips supply. Prices tend to rise, right? That's like investing 101. That's like the first thing you learn as an investor to see opportunity in something or see if something has value. How, low supply, high demand does what? Pushes the price up. Like that's the fundamental basis of investing. So look at these numbers. I'm going to bust out my calculator real quick just so you can get an idea. So in 2021, 95 million ounces in the red. In 2022, 263 million ounces in the red. 2023, 184 million ounces in the red. And 2024, 215 million. So that's 757 million ounces in the red since 2021. 757 million ounces in the red. That's how much we dig out of the ground in 1 year. Around 850 million ounces on a good year. Like that is very, very alarming. It's great for us. We make a pretty penny, but at what cost? Since we're trying to use silver to, if you don't believe in global warming, that's fine. But, we're trying to go green. So if we don't have enough silver to go green, what does that mean? Or, for example, if we're trying to technologically advance in this new digital era with AI, but we don't have enough AI chips, or more concerning would be the military side of things. If we don't have enough silver to make missiles and rockets or surveillance like drones and satellites, then what does that mean? He who has the silver wins the war, right? I mean, they always mention he who has the gold owns or makes the rules, but at the end of the day, the military sector is what's really concerning if we can't keep up with the silver. And that's probably why we also saw the Department of Defense raiding our own silver stockpiles last year or earlier in the year. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Let me know what you think about this stuff. I definitely think that, silver is looking very bullish. Let me know what you think about the possibility of silver breaking $35 the next couple of weeks. I thought he was just mentioning like this summer, mentioning like maybe by like the next 3 months or something, but he's mentioning in the next couple of weeks, not months. So let me know. Also, if you wanted to join the Secret Silver Society, it is a membership for silver stackers where every month I give away silver. We do a silver raffle, and every member gets a raffle ticket. If you're a basic member, you get one raffle ticket per month. And if you are an elite member, you get 2 raffle tickets per month. So every month you have an opportunity to win silver. We also have the discussion board, which is it's a lot of fun. We do so much in there. We've had so many conversations welcoming everyone. So if you want a cool place to potentially win silver every month, and the first drawing is going to be on July 31st. So if you still have time to enter. And and by the way, you're automatically entered when you're a member. As soon as you're a member in there, I write your name down on I give you your raffle ticket, write your name down, and throw you in the basket. But that shouldn't be the reason. It's more, I think it's the most important part is being a part of a community. Like someone just commented in there today that they're newer, and they have a lot of questions. So all of us in the membership board, which is a live, it's like a live discussion, a little like chat room. You could post pictures in there and stuff as well. We are all, offering advice. People are talking about the best silver miners right now. People are talking about, he said one guy said he hasn't gotten into any junk silver yet, and asking our thoughts on that. It's pretty cool. I really like it. It's like a more intimate way to talk with you all because the YouTube comment section simply just cannot offer that. So yeah, go check me out on Patreon to join the Secret Silver Society. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to purchase silver at a great price, you can email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172, and I will take care of you. We have some great prices right now. So yeah, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I will see you guys later today. Peace.